glad you're joining us today to talk about our stitching and other stuff. I'm going to apologize right now because we've been chatting for about an hour on Zoom, and now that we're hitting record, my family's coming in to do the dishes. And I would go up to my bedroom, but it's probably 100 degrees up there because we don't have AC in the window. So
no.
Please bear with me. It's going to be another family chaos day.
I thought, wait a minute.
We normally do, but when we got our house painted last year, they took down the piece that props up the AC unit because the AC unit doesn't fit perfectly in our window or something. And so Jesse hasn't been able to get it back in. So anyway, most of the time, by the time we go to bed, we've opened the windows and the fan has cooled it off and it's pretty comfortable, but it's still only 8, so it's not cool up there. Hence, you will hear the dishwasher being emptied and the dishes loaded in. I'm sorry.
But it's worth it because then you don't have to do it. So,
but I did say I wasn't doing the dishes again today, so hopefully they're doing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're glad you're joining us. It's been 2 weeks since we recorded last. I think it was July 9th. So today is July 23rd, and we've had a full couple of weeks. I can't believe the 9th was the last, 2 weeks feels so strange to me still because we say, oh yeah, the last time we recorded was July 9th. I'm like, that was the beginning of July.
I know.
Now we're almost August.
I know. Really? Yeah.
It is.
Every other week kind of really marches you through a month really fast, doesn't it?
I know. We have a lot less, I don't know. Time.
So next time we record will be August.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that weird?
And it won't be like August 1st. It'll be like the 6th.
Yeah. It's weird. No, it's weird.
Okay, well, but we're getting lots of stitching done, so that's good.
We are. I mean, yes, I think so. So we've had, I was just telling Mom before we hit record, I was at a wedding that I was coordinating this weekend, so I was very tired today and feel a little better after sleeping a lot, but that's part of why the dishes aren't done because it's been a laid back, restful kind of day, but yes. It was a beautiful wedding and I'm glad we did that. What else happened the last couple of weeks that we want to?
Nothing's happened here. Well, let's see what's happened here. Nope, working. Oh, my husband got his retirement letter, so we can officially retired. So we can officially
rotate that a bit.
Looks. Oh, there you go. I was noticing that glare was getting a little worse as the time went on.
Yeah, that's a little better. I'll rotate back later.
Yeah. Anyway, so we can officially look for places now. So we are official. I'll tell you, that's about done a lot of laundry. My dad and I, our routine is pretty good. Thank you to everybody that's reached out and talked about their own. I know people on Instagram have messaged me about going through this. It's really hard, and it is, but it's gotten a little easier. I mean, we're motoring through. And he, I'm thankful that he's not, angry or, that could come later, but he's pretty amenable at this point. So, I mean, he understands that he needs help and still is with it enough to know he needs help. But other times he's really, it's not like he's so far gone you can't have a conversation with him.
Right. It might be the same conversation you've had 100 times.
But like he'll sit and talk to you about the Mariners or articles he's reading in the paper. Which is really bizarre to me that he can remember his short-term memory is really bad, but he can remember a news article he read.
Maybe it's the text enters his brain in a slightly different way.
Yeah, maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah. He is sleepy a lot. And part of that can be the disease. Part of it is probably one of the medications he's on for some other health issue. He tried going off it, but I think he kind of went off it cold turkey and then it upset his stomach. So he went, I need to dial him back, but I'm trying to because he had a stomach ache a couple nights ago and he said, I need that medicine. And I never told him he couldn't take it. I putting it out for him 3 times a day, but he's not taking it before every meal. So I think I should have been monitoring that. So I'm going to keep him at 3 times a day. And then I'm going to put it at the table. So he's taking it right there when he's eating. So anyway, we're just kind of working through that, but
yeah,
he trusts us, and that's good.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah. So anyway, that's about it. We haven't really, my life's really boring compared to yours.
Mine's been busy, but just different. I don't know, this summer's been kind of boring overall, but Jesse is, so my husband is in grad school. He's so busy. Like, I feel like we're just like,
yeah,
half of the time, just quick conversations to, he's doing his internship with the tribal health. And so he is doing that on top of working and on top of taking classes. So, I mean, it's not like his summer dictates mine, but it means we don't really have, like, the weekends are his homework time. That's when he has. Do you need to know?
Dad's alarm. Your dad's alarm's going off on his phone.
Oh, in there?
Yes.
Anyway, so we haven't been able to like do any trips really, or even go kayaking, anything like that. Hopefully in August when he's on break. I know we're going to go to Silverwood, which is a kind of a water theme park in Idaho. So sorry.
Yeah.
So that will be fun. And that's kind of during his vacation. He's taking a little time off work, but I'm kind of worried that we're going to end up just car hunting because we really have to replace both of our cars. That was the other big thing, is that we just found out that the transmission on our Suburban is shot and it's probably like $5,000 to replace. So it's probably worth just getting a new car. I was hoping we could like maybe replace it for a little less, but I think I'm trying to like figure out how to keep that glare.
Yeah.
And then my Buick has been having problems for months. That was the one I was hoping to replace. So I don't know. That really impacts my brain and my feelings because just sort of stressed about it all the time, especially when I'm driving a car that isn't that reliable and it's our only car. Anyways, if you all have any desire to pray for us to find just the right vehicle for just the right price, even if it was just something that gets us through a year till he's done with school, and then maybe we can work something out. But he'll be back to driving 3 hours down to Portland again in the fall every Monday. So we really have to have something, and I have to have something when he's gone. So hi, Dad.
Hi, sweetheart.
So that's,
Her alarm went off.
Oh, thanks.
Well, my big excursion every day is to go out and water my front yard, my backyard, trying to keep
my favorite day when I have time to just do those things. I do have several of those days this summer. Maybe that's why it feels a little boring, is because like Tuesdays, Wednesdays, I pretty much just stay home. I really like that, but I'm also, I think we just don't have anything fun really planned, so that's okay. Are you
well, honey, I have to tell you, there were plenty of summers that you know that darn well. We didn't do anything fun.
We are going camping in August with friends at the ocean, so I'm excited. What's the matter? Just tired. The girls were huge help at the wedding too. I try not to ask them to help too much, but they were big.
They get a haircut a different way.
Yeah, she doesn't like it. Yeah, she did. I like it. I think it's really cute. She just got out of school a little bit ago, so
it's cute though.
She does not like it. She doesn't like the layers. So I told her we can go in and have her cut it all one length, but it'll be pretty short. Come here. It is. I think it would be really cute if you style it dry.
I think it's super cute.
And shit like this. I think you'd like it better than blow drying it. When we blow dry it, it kind of poofs out a little bit more. I think she didn't like that. Do you think what you don't like?
How it looks like when I don't do anything.
You don't like how it looks, but you haven't been styling it with like gel and scrunching it. I think if you did that, you would probably like it because it would kind of keep looking. No, you don't have to blow dry it. I think you could just scrunch it.
Just scrunch it and let it air dry.
Has good tips for wavy kind of curly hair like this. I think you could let it air dry this length, and I think it would stay curly. When it was longer, you would need to blow dry it to keep the curls in good shape. But I think this length, you could put in some of my gel or my
shorter hair usually holds its curl better anyway.
You should try that, and I bet you'd like it more. I think we should try that before we cut it more.
Yeah, it's cute.
I bet lots of people are going to say, Linda, your haircut's really cute.
Yeah, but I mean, I was going to say, there were a lot of summers that we didn't, we just basically hung out with friends, went to the lake, went to the library, tried to do those, I mean.
Yeah, we've done that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there is something to having those long, just nice summer days where you're not having to do anything. Yeah. That's how people used to live.
Yeah.
With a few camping trips maybe on the weekend thrown in or something, but.
Yeah. Those, that would feel nice. Well, we will in August.
A lot of pressure, I think, all the time to be, just not the season for it, a couple summers from now.
Yeah.
You make up for it.
I think it will be. Just realized I wish I had trimmed threads on these. Well, I could still fix it. I have a couple of fully finishes I'm going to share. So I finished this one. I think I had it finished stitching last week, but I have it fully finished now and mounted. What? Or 2 weeks ago, I mean. And it's all done. So I have a little like chicken display right now on my piano. So I have it sitting there with some of my other chicken things. But I think it turned out so cute. This is from the Historical Sampler Society, right? And yeah, thought it was
I
really
love it. I love that fabric.
I know it's a perfect
Did we say who we were or anything?
Yeah, we said I'm Sarah and I'm Kim. Oh, we're in Washington. If you're new watching us, thanks for joining us. I don't know.
Mother, daughter, and granddaughter, and daughter.
Yeah, my girls are
Mother, daughter.
Mother, daughter, and 3 daughters who sometimes come on.
Okay. I just thought, well, we just kind of talked before we launched right in. We talked before we record, and then we hit record, and then I feel like sometimes we just kind of keep talking. We used to record every week, but now we're doing twice a month or every other week because Sarah's schedule is really busy, and I just felt like I needed more time in between too. So I think it's working pretty good for us.
I'm gonna show Teddy. Okay, you can bring Teddy and show Teddy. Here's our puppy. Well, he's a year old now, almost, so he's not really a puppy, but he's
really almost a year.
He was born at the beginning of August last year.
Gosh, when did you get him though?
We got him in October, I think. October. He's so cute.
He is cute. Yeah. Did he just stay there at the house by himself while you guys?
I had the neighbor kids come down and take him out to go potty a couple times, while we were gone, and watched or played with him. And
he stayed in the house though.
He stayed in the house.
Yeah, that would not be a good one to leave outside.
No, I don't know. Oh well, we're gone. Hi, baby. I have another fully finished too. Now that we've introduced ourselves.
Oh.
So I got this frame at Joann's for like big sale because it was their summer stuff, and now they have all their Halloween stuff out. So
there's Hobby Lobby. Although Hobby Lobby doesn't do Halloween, they just do fall. I worked at Hobby Lobby, and it smelled so good though because they've got their candles, and I thought, yes, fall is only in my mind a month away because September is fall.
I know, but here it does not feel like fall until
it doesn't feel like it, but it smells like it.
This is summer etching from Cecilia Turner. Is she Heart in Hand? Heart in Hand, I think. And I love this.
I like it.
Actually, you can't. Did I show it what I was doing with it last week? This is like metal tin. Okay, I'm going to show the. Well,
no, you didn't. You were talking about what frame. You had that other frame.
Okay, yeah, and I decided I wanted it in a square. Although I did kind of like how the other one looked, but I thought this was good too. This had a. It's a metal, like it's a tin. I unscrewed it and just used it. The picture underneath is a blue United States. It was part of their 4th of July.
I'm sure. I've seen those.
So I unscrewed the thing and I put down some warm and natural batting to kind of cover that, and then put this in. It was kind of a tight fit. I'm not sure. I think I might just cover it with something.
Felt. Just get a piece of felt.
Over it and just hot.
I like that. The little beads, I don't know, that makes it feel kind of beachy to me.
I was thinking about like
a tote bag,
but I kind of like it just wood because it's kind of a natural.
Yeah.
Rusty.
It looks like a beach tote bag to me.
Oh yeah, that's true. It does kind of look like a tote bag.
It does. That you would take to the beach.
I just finished it today, so I haven't even hung it up. It'll hang up after that.
Yeah, I like it. I do like it.
So those are my FFOs, but you have a finish.
I have a finish. Nobody will be surprised by this because I was pretty close. Mm-hmm. This is Blackbird by Stitching Book Club. So
all done. Good job.
All done. I stitched this on 32 count Gothic. I got the idea from Gail from Gail's Golden Needle.
Cute.
I was thrilled when my borders lined up the first time.
It's a nice feeling.
I was about halfway, like coming up, and I thought, okay, stop. And then I would take my needle and kind of drag it down the holes to make sure it was on track.
The thing I do now is I do a corner. Then I often go up to the other one and go down. And I try to leave a little bit less stitched and just park my thread and then stitch across the bottom and then make sure it meets. Because I have done so many times where I've had like come around and under and realized it was all off. I'm not doing that anymore.
I think this will get finished into a pillow
That'll be cute.
when I get around to it. But yeah.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night, take these broken wings and learn to fly, right? Is that the whole thing? Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
song. I'll play it for you. Actually, is that the song that he sings in Sleepless in Seattle to his
No, that's Bye Bye Blackbird.
Oh, that's Bye Bye Blackbird. That's right.
This is
I
by
watched Sleepless in Seattle.
McCartney. And he wrote it in response to some civil rights things that were happening back in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually found online, I don't know how I found it. It was on YouTube, and it was a video of him just sitting down, like they were in a recording session or studio or somewhere, just bumming around. And he started playing it on like acoustically on his guitar and singing it. But it's a kind of a home video kind of thing of him singing the song before it was actually, I think, a song. Like, and I heard him talking about like the chord progression and stuff on this song. Like, was he the one talking about Bach or Beethoven or something? Anyway, it would be an interesting thing to kind of research. But so yeah, so Stitching Book Club did this as a freebie on her Instagram. She released it in 2020, right around June of 2020. And then she just re-released it. She reposted it just like in a month ago. So you don't have to search so far to find it if you're interested in doing it. You just have to be able to print it off of Instagram or something. So anyway, that feels good. So that was a finish this week and last week. I feel so accomplished. If I could just finish something big, I'd feel even better.
I know. We have a lot of big things.
Yeah, we do.
We have it's not a finish, but it's a featured friend this week to show. And this, well, if you're new here, we love to show other people's work if they're willing to let us, because it's inspiring, and often we get ideas of things that we want to stitch from it, or maybe it's something we wouldn't necessarily stitch, but it's just like gorgeous. So this week we have a work in progress from Julie at Stitching at the Cabin, and this is beautiful. So I'm going to put the picture in right here. Okay, so Julie said, it has been a while since I sent you Keto, because that's one of the other big ones she's working on. And I think we showed that. Oh gosh, it's been a while.
A long time ago, yeah.
So she said, I thought I'd send you something else. This is Hyacinth Macaw from Gekko Rouge. The fabric is African Sunset from Fabric Flare. The beak is not crooked or wonky. It's just the way I took the picture. I know it's not the best picture, but the fabric is probably 28 count. There's a tiny chance it's 32, but I don't think so. 2x2 full cross. And I'm looking at it right now. So pretty. The color, I mean, that's a lot of the same color in big chunks, like the blue, but different shades of blue. Black. I think
when I started watching her, I think she just had like a little bit of blue in that eyeball.
Wow. Yeah, I kind of remember seeing that earlier on too.
I mean, I'm sure she's shown it. I'm just behind on watching people. Although I did watch quite a bit of Flosstube the last few days. So that was kind of fun to get caught up on some of my favorites. So I'm hitting you next, Julie. I'm hitting you guys next.
Yeah. Thank you for sending that. It's gorgeous. And
she does some beautiful full coverages.
Yeah. Yeah. You should, if you haven't watched Stitching at the Cabin, you should go watch them, because it's fun. They're really fun to watch, and they have beautiful stitching.
They're West Coast girls. They're in California.
They're California girls. We're buddies.
Yeah.
On this side of the Rockies.
The few of us that there are, it seems like.
If you have something that you'd like or let us share, you can email us pictures at stitchandstuffxs@gmail.com, which is in the description box below. And we just feature them as we get them. So I think we might have one or two coming up, but I love to have a couple in the wings for the next time. So send us what you've got. Doesn't have to be a finish. It doesn't have to be something you haven't shown on your own Flosstube. We just love to show other people's stuff. So.
You don't have to have a Flosstube to do it either.
Yeah, that's true too. Yes. I think a lot of people that send us stuff don't necessarily have Flosstubes.
You're an equal opportunity shower.
So email it to us.
Thank you, Julie, for sending that.
Yeah, gorgeous. Well, do you want to show your whips?
So I've been kind of keeping track. I've been making way more use of my planner. So I just write down. I don't write down how much I stitch, but I do have some tracking pages where I have little boxes that I check off for like my Rosewood Manor, and I've added one for the Advent SAL too, because I'm trying to work on that on a more regular basis. So that's kind of fun. And my ornaments.
Yeah.
I'm way behind on this year, but that's okay. I'll get them done someday. So anyway, I'm going to try to, just so I'm not going to go in order. I'm just going to show you. Some of these I worked on several days.
Right.
Because I just kind of got the whim a few times to just kind of
decided we were just going to scrap our.
I was kind of spinning my wheel, but then I didn't every week. So I'm working on Seasons of the Trees by Rosewood Manor.
Oh yeah, I saw you post this on Instagram.
So I'm working here on spring, and I actually have done this whole down to here.
Section down.
Yeah, it's page 1 and 6. I'm not sure what I'm doing with this border, but we're doing those words upside down.
Yeah. Is it upside down birds too?
Yes, I don't like that.
Oh, weird.
Well, I should be able to just skip them, and they should still fit, right? I should just be able to. I mean, it's the same letters. Yeah.
Yeah, it should. Yeah. So if you wanted to stitch it, you could just have autumn and autumn.
Yeah.
You could just even keep them summer. Well, no, then you'd be going backwards.
But I'm really like.
I don't know, summer, autumn.
It doesn't show up. The picture's kind of faded, but there are lots of different colors in here. It's not all green. Yeah. Anyway, so I was very happy. I worked on this quite a bit because there was a lot of little putzing around to do. So this is where I'm at.
Wow.
So it is kind of muted, but I basically was working down here the last few weeks. And then this is the page break here. So I did like little bits so that they'll line up. There's no gray area between.
Can you hear the TV? It's not coming through?
No, I can hear my TV.
Okay. Sorry if you can hear a really.
So see, like this makes no sense. This is the word spring.
Stopped at the page there.
So I got everything done on those 2 pages. So I'm really excited. I felt really accomplished to have 2 pages done.
Good job.
The second page is like the first page is, the top pages, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The top ones are about, this long, and then the bottom ones are only like that long. So it wasn't like.
Right. 2 whole. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna keep working on that because I really love it. I love those. I loved watching you do your stockings with those trees.
I really need to pull mine out.
Yeah. And then this was part of Magazine Monthly. So once I got those all done, then I really didn't worry about what I was teaching on. So I don't have a good picture of it. It's called Pumpkin Girl by Emily Call. It's like a little orange pumpkin head girl, and she's got a little dress on, and it's little motifs. And I had meant to start it last year, and I don't think I did. I think I had done 1 leaf. I think I had just done that leaf. Well, I did that little border, and I hate the fabric I'm working on.
Do you? So, no.
It's kind of a green, and I picked that color for the border different than what it was because I think there's white and it didn't show up at all. None of my creams. I don't know. I just think it's kind of blah on this fabric.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't really look blah to me, but I don't know what the rest of the pattern is. Like, I don't know the picture.
You'd have to look it online. So anyway, I think I'm going to start it. I've got plenty of pieces of just natural color. I just think the oranges just don't look as good on. I don't know, just something about it is not doing it for me. So
yeah, well, that's fine.
I did work on it, so I did get hours in, but then I was looking at it and looking at it. Yeah, no, I'm not feeling the love here. I tried to get creative with fabric, and I should just learn my lesson. Don't do that. Never happy. Then I did get.
Uh-oh. Are we frozen?
Am I frozen?
Somebody was frozen. I'm not even going to worry about editing that out. We're just going to.
Mine says your internet connection is unstable, so who knows? We've been having internet problems.
Clicked out for a minute.
Comcast
If it
sucks.
keeps happening, we'll figure out something else.
Yeah. I'm working on my Rosewood Manor. I'm working on up in here. I started. Let's see. I finished. Where am I? Oh, I think I finished this little motif here, and I've moved down to here.
Oh, nice. You got a lot
So
done.
my goal on this is 2 hours every week. It's 8 hours a month, so 2 hours a weekend. So I don't know if I had done that little half a motif. That's where the page break is.
Okay. I don't
That
think
too. Those are all. This is part of a basket that's going that way.
Okay.
And then, whoops.
That's so pretty.
Started working. These are all leaves for
Nice.
that basket. It's not very much, but oh, I think I finished this too. I don't think that was completely done. Huh?
Yeah, I don't remember that being fully
I
there.
think I had done this part, but I hadn't done this. And look at my lovely finger.
Oh, no.
Somebody in my house sharpened the knives.
Oh, I'm guessing
I
that's.
hate that. And not only that, but I didn't cut my finger. I cut into my nail.
Oh, that's
down low. And so it's going to be snaggy for the next.
Well, here, look. If this makes you feel any better, look how bad my nails look after dealing with cherries.
I know. Well,
I
yeah,
got a bunch of cherries last week. That was another big thing. There was a
that was crazy.
local
Yeah.
orchard that was the warehouse had basically canceled their contract at the last minute because the California market had flooded the cherry market. And so there was like several acres of orchards this little family owned, and they opened it up for pick for $1 a pound. So we got they were called Sela cherries, which that's a local town. And so I don't know if they were developed in Sela, but they were amazing cherries. They were like firm but sweet like Rainiers, but they were colored like Bings, but way more flavorful than Bing cherries. Oh, so I was doing a lot of preserving last week. My fingers are just a mess, but
we got some cherries here in our local market that were called strawberry cherries.
I've never heard of those.
I hadn't either. Okay, so I'm working on a shepherd's bush needle roll called, I forget what it's called. It's a springy summer one. It's going to get put away probably because I'm kind of getting into the whole fall thing.
Yeah, you're ready to stitch your next season.
Yeah. Oh gosh, guys, I don't see the name of it. Oh, here it is. It's called Tiny Garden. What are you doing, Teddy?
He doesn't want to look. He wants to just keep his head. He likes to sit like this on my lap.
Yeah. Okay, so this is it. Terrible picture that it is.
But yeah, your needle roll.
And I did.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's so
this. I think pretty much this I did one night. I just did a little bit. I kind of bopped around several nights where I just did a little bit on several different pieces just to touch different pieces.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Okay, here's my. Okay, so.
You're laughing, but I don't know why. That's so funny.
So, I talked about this Christmas Advent SAL piece.
Oh, yeah.
Crocetta a go-go or a gaga or whatever it is, right? It's a big piece. Started it in 2021. Started it on this color fabric, but decided I didn't like it for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So I started it over, and I started it on this fabric that I knew I hated all along, but kept working on it. Finished block 1. Hate it. This fabric, I like the fabric for other things. hate it for this piece. Okay. So I restarted it a couple weeks ago. And I was so happy. I was going to start it on this blue. And I had shown that much last time we recorded.
Right.
And there's no more done on here because I went back to the original one.
No. And decided that you like it better?
That just had like that in the border done. And I started stitching on this one.
On accident or on purpose?
On purpose. I'm back to the original.
Okay. There you go.
I was like, I started looking at finished ones and I thought, you know what? They just look better on the neutral fabric. That white's not really popping, but my light's horrible in here today.
I bet it's popping in person more.
Yeah, it is. Anyway.
You have all the other colors added in.
Yeah, this is a 32 count and it's an even weave.
Yeah. Are you just going to give me that blue one and I'll stitch it on the blue when you're done someday? Probably.
I don't know. This is a nice piece of fabric.
Oh, you might keep it for something else.
What?
You just don't like it on the blue?
Huh?
You just don't like it on the blue?
I think when I started looking at the finished products, I thought, I think I'm just going to like it better on the neutral.
Interesting.
I don't know. It probably would have been fine on here.
I'm sure it would be fine, whatever you do. It's going to be cute.
I don't even know what this is.
You like it better on the neutral than do it on the neutral.
I do, but I didn't feel so bad because then Carolyn Zook mentioned that she's having to restart hers. I asked her why, because I'd forgotten. She said that she had started hers on a 32 count Picture This Plus, but Picture This Plus has tight holes, and she's a 2/2 stitcher, which I am too, but because the holes are so tight and small, I think she feels like that 2 threads is too much. And I didn't realize, I don't think I've really had a lot of Picture This Plus to really notice that, but I remember now her talking about that in other videos.
I see.
That blue is Picture This Plus Helix, which I bought.
Oh.
Where I bought it. I must have gotten it maybe online. I don't know. Okay, and then part of Magazine Monthly was because the word was hippo, I did patriotic. So I had worked on Emily Call has some cute little mini patriotic. So I worked on Long May She Wave. I think I did this a couple different nights. I worked on it. Yeah, cute. It's getting put away though. Unless I need some more peas. Huh?
So what are you doing, you weirdo? Do you just want down?
I did, and I think I talked about this because I had finished Dreaming Butterflies, and I was so excited to start Madame Butterfly by Barbara Anna, which is this one.
Right.
And I did start it, and I've gotten really a long way.
You don't like the fabric. Just kidding.
I'm actually, now that you mention it, the fabric, I'm a little on the fence about.
You're so funny about fabric.
But I'm going to leave it. I think that's going to be okay once I get more on it because it's pretty similar to the background. It's kind of a gray, and this is kind of a gray. I think it'll be fine. I think the colors will pop on it. It's just, I've only got 2 colors on there. So
I think it's going to be fine. You gotta, I think you should stick with it.
I am going to stick with it. I think, like I said, I think it'll be okay. Right now, I'm not loving it, but I think it'll be okay when I get more colors on there. Let's see. Then I also needed to work on my shepherd's bush ornament number 3. So it's hard to see, but I worked on the little town. I was missing the color to backstitch. That's actually a little town.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yep.
And this is the shepherd. He's got purple. Here we go. See, kind of see the hill.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's it's all pastel, so it's really hard to see on it.
Yeah.
Okay. What else we do? Oh, this is almost a finish. This is almost a finish. I brought this out because it's fall. It's Autumn Posy.
Oh, I like this.
It was last year.
Look at her store.
Yeah, it was. I got it off Etsy. Home Stitch Knit. She has one of these hearts, I think, for each season. The winter one.
I would totally stitch those. I like those.
And she gives you the European chickadee and the American chickadee.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am so close to having this done.
You are.
This and this and this wheat. I just the beginning of the chickadee and a couple of like these, and I'll be done.
Oh, you're really close.
Isn't that cute though? The colors just, I don't know. The
I
colors
really
just
like those. Every time you show that, I think I would stitch that. So I
yeah,
should
it's
shop and see
super,
what I like.
super easy stitch too. So that's getting some love because it could be a finish in 2 weeks. You never know.
It really probably could.
I know. Yeah. Okay. This fall piece came out also. I don't know if I have an actual photo of this one because it was an Etsy purchase. I don't. It's it is by Ukrainian designer, Nonstop Stitch. Her name is Nadezhda Nagamora, Naganaya. But her shop is called.
Can you say that again?
No, her shop is called Nonstop Stitch, and it was this little like funky autumn fairy girl with little deer.
I think I remember you buying this one.
Yeah. So this is what she is.
Oh yeah, I do remember.
So I had a lot of this. I worked basically down in here on her dress.
That's a cute one.
It's not really focusing though, is it? There it goes. So her little legs, her tights start here. It is cute.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of back stitching, but that's pretty par for the course, I think, with a lot of European design. But I don't mind it. It's just she probably won't look like a lot until we get that done.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I kind of went through and pulled out some of my fall pieces. I don't know, I was kind of tired. I've been working on kind of the same ones for quite a while. Okay, I have two more to go and then I'm done here. I think I worked on this after we recorded last week, 2 weeks ago. It's my Ring Around the Rose Tree, and I'm working on the blue sash.
Oh, that's new.
Around her dress. And her dress is pretty much white, but she's got a blue sash.
Pretty. So, yeah, that's new.
I think I'm working. I've moved the page down. I did a working copy of this. It's not like it's got pages.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a long way to go on this piece, but I do really like it.
It's so pretty.
Colors are so pretty. Mm-hmm. And that actually, what's interesting is that I think of that, oh, she's got a blue sash, but that's actually blue and black.
Mm-hmm. But it looks like dark blue when it's paired with blue.
Yeah, it really popped it. So that got some love right after I think we recorded last time. Stop. Mm-hmm. Focus on me. I need to get a new camera.
Yeah, you do.
I need to get a new laptop.
Yeah,
I think Austin's giving me a laptop and then I'll be able to. Sorry, guys. Yeah, the shenanigans continue.
People were laughing in our comments. They said last time when you had to like go down. So
I might have to again today.
It worked. Come on, see those cute foxes. There you go. Hey, that worked. Maybe you need a really highly.
Yeah.
Eyes are picking up here.
Yeah. Last thing I worked on was a new start today. So Mimi Stitchery.
My forehead is shining from the
going camping, and she was talking about she was going to start. It's one of the Bewitched Pixies from Nora Corbett, and I had previously bought. She's stitching Electra, and I said, "Oh, I'll stitch something along with you." So I started my Anna, A-N-A. And I had bought this fabric with the spider webs on it from Rogue Stitching.
Yeah.
And so I did start her today, right smack. It's a big piece of fabric. She's not going to be very big, but I wanted her right in the middle. Wow. Oops, where'd you go, little girl? So I literally started right here. Her dress kind of poofs out here. And I hate counting up, but I wanted a center start. So the center was right there. I counted up and over, and then I counted all that black first.
Wow.
And then and so that's her bodice, that green and black.
So cool.
There's a row of beads right here. So I'll show you. I'm stitching like right in here.
Okay, yeah. Oh, she's going to be so cool on that fabric.
I know. I'll hold this fabric up. It's pretty bizarre. I've never stitched on a pattern, a printed fabric before.
I know. It's cool.
I mean, she'll fit probably right there in the middle, and then I'll have to have a really big frame. It's a 32 count, but luckily most of the stitching will be done not in the middle of the web. So, because it's a little tricky stitching on that printed part.
I bet, especially
like right in there.
Flat.
Yeah, so she'll fit right there, and then I'll have a really big frame.
pretty cool.
It is cool. It was something different. My needlework store, she had this done up like this. She had a different one though. She had whichever pixie is holding a book. There's a whole series of these pixies and they're all doing something different.
Right.
I think, yeah, so that is everything pretty much. Oh, I did stitch on Things of Spring. Uh-oh.
I had a dream about that designer, Alicia Paulson.
Did you?
I had the weirdest dreams last night. Like all night long, I felt like I was dreaming weird things. And someone was doing like something. I don't remember if it was cross stitch. It was outside of the context of stitch and stuff and like Flosstube. Somebody was showing me this adorable thing they were working on, and it wasn't even cross stitch. But when I looked at the designer, it was Alicia Paulson Simon. Like in the pattern, she had now the last name of Simon as well. And I was like, but I know, I can tell that that's her style. Like and it was like her website and everything. It was so weird. So
somebody was copying
Alicia
her.
Paulson has the cutest like motif type cross stitch. Yeah. We've talked about her in the past. We talked about her more. I haven't stitched anything.
We stitched a lot of her
she has
stuff.
A couple really cute ones out now that I've been thinking about getting.
Like little scenes from a village or.
Yeah, then I feel like there was like maybe a Little Women one or something. There's something that I really wanted to stitch that I thought was really cute. So
well, I was working on Things of Spring.
Well.
I have Things of Winter, Things of Autumn, Things of Summer done, but I don't have Things of Spring done. I don't know why. So on that, and it's just a lot of little motifs, and there's a sweater. There's a sweater in almost all of them. And that sweater, I wasn't
Finish
off.
that sweater and then you'll be ready.
Yeah. So I basically am almost done with that sweater. I didn't put a lot of time into it, but I did spin my wheel and it came up. I thought, okay, you're going to work on it. Because I think I was just dreading that sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's it. What have you been working on? Bowing things.
I'm still rolling my eyes because I feel like the TV is again up really loud. Okay, well, Gail from Gail's Golden Needle will be so proud of me because I showed last week that I had cut out a few things for wool work, for felt like wool applique. And this week I started I got the stuff to iron it. For some reason, the stuff that she said to use for iron did not work on some of the wool that I had. I don't know if it was just really thick wool, but I could not get like this. So here's the front. I don't have the picture of what I'm actually working on. It's over there. This is all the stuff I was just like actively stitching, but it's a table runner. And I showed it in our last video. I have 3 crows and then all these little motifs along the bottom and side. So I ended up.
I love those colors. I love those colors.
This was a kit and I can't even remember who it's from. This is like a new world for me. This is the one I think I just finished when I put it aside. So I have several of these with blanket stitch to attach the so okay, what I was saying is this was like heat and bond or something.
Yeah,
heat and bond light, and maybe I need the not light one. I'm not that worried about it because it's really just to temporarily hold it in place, and it worked well enough for several of them. So like these are just ironed on with that enough that I can, if I peeled it off, it would clearly come off.
Right.
They would not stick to the really heavy wool of the actual next, like the big piece,
the runner piece. Yeah,
runner. So I may end up just having to kind of pin them and sew them on, but I'm adept enough at like hand sewing that I'm not that worried about actually assembling them on. What will be a pain is if I can't get the crows on, which I don't think I'll be able to. So
we'll try to get a heavier duty one when you
so maybe I just need to not do the light and just see if there's a heavier duty heat and bond. If you do this, I know like Heather Miller said she has done a lot of wool work before, and Gail often watches. So you can leave a comment. I should have just texted Gail because she gave me her number, but I'm not sure I know where I put it. Anyways, I should get in touch with her and see if she has any suggestions for getting it to stick. But I was just ready to start stitching on some of those, and that was kind of a nice switch from cross stitch, just for something fun. I am definitely a multi crafting kind of person. But okay, so what I had said my plan was last week is what I really did, or 2 weeks ago. I worked on my WIPCO pieces and then I stitched whatever I wanted. I just kind of I wasn't feeling Magazine Monthly this month. I just wanted lots of fun. So I did. done with my Whipco piece for my Snow Queen, which my friend Tolly really wanted this. She's kind of a new stitcher, and she's stitching this now. I think
she started,
but she realized after she started it recently that she did not have a big enough piece of fabric. So she's going to have to modify as she goes, but she's creative like that. Even though she's kind of a new stitcher, she'll probably make it come great. It just might not look like the original.
How much too small is your fabric?
I don't know. I'd have to like look at it in person. We were also coordinating about this wedding, so that text thread kind of got lost in the shuffle. But
well, look at her.
Maybe I'll fold it up this way.
Wow.
I did a lot on this actually.
You've done a lot on her.
I did pretty much all this brown and purple. This little brown is the back of the reindeer. Like there's more to it, but that's not actually part of her dress.
It's nice when you get some blocks like that.
Yeah, I thought I just plugged away and really enjoyed it. And I did a lot of white, I think from like here down. I did a lot more.
Love it.
Some gray here.
Those swirls all beads. The swirls are all beads.
Are all beads. Yeah, so I'll add those later. Like every little pock mark there is all going to be a bead.
Yeah.
But the dress goes, I mean, I still have so much to do. Look at how much there is. So I've only done like this little section. I still have all this to do.
Yeah, but it looks like it's some nice big blocks.
Yeah, but I think it'll be fine. It was not bad once I got going. And once I had my mojo.
Yeah.
No, so it's on my Whipco board for a reason because I really want to keep
She's beautiful.
So,
she's beautiful.
She is pretty. I really like her on this blue. I really like her on this blue.
If you want to ever preview what this is going to end up like, look at Kindred Stitcher, because she did this on this color fabric.
Yeah, what is this?
Pre-pandemic, I think it was pre-pandemic, and won like big awards at the state fair here in Washington. It's stunning.
I saw actually a person there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm stitching it, and I'm stitching it on that fabric.
Did you and I go there together?
Kindred Stitcher. I'll make a note to.
Did we go to the fair together? That was the year we took the girls.
The girls and I to the fair.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Too. I can't remember.
Yeah, Jesse was there.
Yeah,
and they rode rides, and then we rode. Oh, was that like 2018, right. 2019? Wow.
Gosh. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that was a long time ago. Jeez. Yeah, you can share. Okay, I'm gonna pause and let Millie show her thing. Are you guys still watching something there? Is it going again? Can you guys turn it down a smidge? I can't tell. It's okay, well, I guess she's gonna go do that. Well, I have another hour, maybe hour and a half left on my Haid for my Whipco piece, but this is Tiny Traveler from Heaven and Earth Designs. It is a painting by Annie Stegg, who I love, so that's why I chose this one.
By the way, Tina, if you're watching, every time I watch you when you show our full coverage piece, I really feel like I need to get moving on it, but I really just can't right now. But I want to.
You totally could. That's the thing, though. You could.
I could, but I have to think too hard.
It might be less thinking. It might actually be less thinking than you think.
You know what I thought about doing is flipping it over and starting over in the other corner. And just starting I only have like a couple of.
Oh, because of your.
And then you're starting from the beginning with Pattern Keeper.
Why don't you just start over the next page? Like count all the right and just start on page 2.
Well, then what do I do with page 1?
Just go back later and fill in going the other direction.
I guess I could do that. I don't know.
Well, you could start at the bottom corner. I would just be nervous that I wasn't in the right spot, personally. Or else rip out.
I just started in the corner. I just measured my borders and just started. I would just flip the fabric, and if I needed that corner later, I'd rip it out.
Oh, I see.
I don't know. It was just a whim of a thought.
So I'm almost done with the first page. Just
wow.
More.
Look at that, though.
So I might finish that first page this month. We'll see when I finish my Whipco. I'll get pretty close because I'm definitely stitching more.
How many pages are there?
I don't want to talk about it.
I was just curious how big that one was.
I thought you were making fun of me.
Well, I am a little bit, but I'm also curious.
I actually don't know because it's on my tablet, not on my phone.
Okay.
Well, it might be on my phone. Hang on.
It's okay. I just didn't know if you remember.
A lot. There's a lot. It's big. I'm like, the piece is like this big, and I'm like 1.7% done or something. It's a big piece. Millie's laughing.
Well, and Tina, she started in the middle and went down, and then she's tired of that season, so she's counted over.
Brave enough to like, I thought we had another piece.
So she's like moving all over the place. I'm like, I could never do that. I got to stick right here. I was like, she's definitely a master of the Hades.
I know. Yeah. Well, she's done a lot more than I have.
I know.
I'm just going to keep tootling along, but I have been working a lot on I really want to try and finish this rooster before we record again by the end of July so I can start my August piece. This is Cottage Garden samplings. Oh, sorry, I was going to let you go, but I'll just show this now. And then you can show. I have gotten pretty far on this. I've got that big tail left in his leg. So,
yeah,
I guess.
Even if you just got the tail done, the legs wouldn't be much.
I'm not that worried about the legs. They're just like a couple straight sticks and some down at the bottom of them. Yeah. The goal is to get the tail done at the very least.
I like him.
Janky.
It's very fancy.
And then next year I would do the border and the and all that ostensibly. And last, I have a new start. I worked on. I can't think of anything else. My new start is a new piece from Emily Call. Talked about her several times because you're stitching a bunch, and I actually don't have the photo printed out, so I've got it pulled up though on my Etsy. So I decided I really wanted to stitch this. Let's see, can I get just the photo? There you go. Partly because, you know, we talk about Grandpa a lot. Grandpa is a big part of life at the moment. And I have some specific memories of him. Like I was thinking I saw this piece, and every time I hear anybody say anything, you are the bee's knees, I always think of Grandpa because I have some memories. Yeah, he used to tell me that. I remember probably when I was like, I don't even know how old I was, and I don't know where we would have been going, but I have this very clear memory, and maybe it's clear because it's happened multiple times where I would be sitting in the front seat next to him, even though I was probably, you know, like back then there were no rules about who could sit in the front seat, and he was driving. I don't know where we would have been going, and he'd reach over and tickle my knees, like just squeeze the kneecap and say something about you're the bee's knees or something. And
maybe he was taking you guys to go feed the ducks.
Well, yeah, I was thinking maybe we were going to the park to feed the ducks. Maybe I went with him to the grocery store. I don't know. I don't have any memories. I do remember now that you say that, going to feed the ducks. So maybe
it's hard for me to remember him that young.
Yeah.
Young Grandpa.
Yeah.
For me to remember that.
I was, as soon as I saw that, I thought I've been wanting to buy one of her patterns lately, and because I just think they're cute, and I have never stitched anything from her, even though we talk a lot. And
well, I've got,
and you stitch a bunch of her stuff. I just don't buy that many patterns, honestly. Like, so hers feel like, can I show how far I got? No.
Just hers are easy for me to justify because they're small and she doesn't charge a lot, so they're always like a quick little pick-me-up retail shop for me when I go to her shop.
Yeah, it wasn't very expensive. Sorry, I just stopped it.
Yeah. I remembered recently when I was working on Long May She Wave by Emily, I had bought the nativity one she did last year. And I thought, oh, I wonder if I should get that out and start that. So,
I did my own color conversions because she only has listed weeks. Well, she has a few DMCs, some weeks, and some classic color works, Kindle art, like kind of a combination of a bunch of different things. Probably just maybe even stuff she had in her stash. But I didn't want to go buy a bunch of things. So, but I don't like the dark green. Here, let me show you how far I got, and then you'll see. I'm doing it on Ada because I just had this cute piece of Ada. Now I'm wondering if I wish I had done it. No, I like it. I'm kind of wondering if I should have done it with the lines going horizontally. The die.
Oh,
I'm not going to restart it. I like it how it is.
It'll be fun.
The top flower done. I'm using green pasture. My lighting isn't very good for the stems. And then the leaves, I was going to do this. I think it's 319. And I started stitching the leaves with that and I didn't like it. So I'm going to look for a lighter green.
Lighter green.
In the same color tone. But here, I'll show you the colors I'm doing. Let's see if I can hold them. And there is a, here we go. Get them organized. I've got some on spools and some on, take the dark green out. Let's see if I can make them look a little prettier how I hold them up. One moment.
Oh, please. Well, Okay. Meanwhile, I have this empty fabric package that I keep with my project so I know what I was stitching things on. Just loose on my desk, and I'm not sure which of these projects came out of.
Okay, here we go. So I just need to find a dark green to go with. But those are the colors I chose. They're pretty similar.
Yeah.
I mean, the basic colors are so.
Yeah.
I kind of used her picture to
That'd be pretty.
Some colors, but I veered off a little bit. I think
what's the yellow you're using?
I'm using 3 different kind of yellowy golds. One, because the beehive is, let me show you again. The beehive, see how it's a couple colors?
Oh, yeah.
Patterns in it. So for the lighter yellow, I'm using 677, which is her called for yellow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like that color.
And then I'm using, the gold is 782. I replaced, I think I'm using that instead of DMC 3829 just because I didn't have it on hand and I thought this color looked kind of cute together. And then I'm using Fudge Ripple for this. She has the color is Weeks Dye Works Bees Knees. Let's see. Let me find something white and hold it up. Maybe that.
Okay.
Fudge Ripple, which is a little bit more brown probably than Bees Knees, but I think it'll look goldish next to the
I think it'll be pretty with those other yellows.
Yeah. So
Gold.
That's what I stitched this week. And Millie went to go get bedtime stories. So if she walks by to go to bed, I'll pause everything. I meant to let her share, and then I just kind of kept sharing.
She's stitching or knitting?
She's been stitching. She's trying to get that the tiny modernist or whatever done.
Mm-hmm. Rosie and Liddy not stitching?
Liddy has been actually.
Has she?
But she didn't bring anything over to share yet.
Maybe next week or next time we can corral
She's
them.
been working on a little piece from Tidy Modernist that has a cow, and she made a little mistake on it, but I was able to fudge it. Like she did the black checked border, and then she started the cow with the tail and just a little bit the wrong spot according to the border. So I just ripped out the top little bit of the border and told her to add stitches to the bottom of it, so she didn't have to pull the tail out. She was relieved because she really hates unstitching. Like she'll just put it away for a long time and not do it.
I can see that about her.
She does not have the persistence to.
Oh, it isn't fun to unstitch.
It's hard. Sure. I've told her that. Everybody does it and nobody likes it.
Oh yeah. Or you just get a new piece of fabric and
you emulate your media. Start over.
It's not usually a mistake for me. It's a mistake in picking my fabric. So some people are just really good at that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like Gail.
Yeah.
She's
so good. I was at Threadneedle the other day, and there was a gal, because she sells needlepoint canvases, which is like a whole nother world of needlepoint that's not like my grandma needlepointed. And you buy these very expensive canvases. You've seen them.
Right,
and you have to pick your own wool and stuff. You have to pick your own colors. And I'm like,
gosh, I'm sorry. There's a fly.
That's too much work for me. I very rarely, I may change a few colors here and there, but I'm not a color changer.
You don't like to do it. Yeah.
I don't. Remember how much I agonized over Dreaming Girl's gray hair?
Mm-hmm. I do remember that.
So it's just not my thing right now. Like maybe someday, but I would not be a good designer. Yeah. Okay.
What are your plans?
My plans? Well, I got to figure out August's magazine monthly. My plans really this week, I need to do, I think all I have left to do a couple of hours on my shepherd's bush ornament. And then my July magazine monthly is complete. I did everything.
Wow.
All my goals on that. So yeah, I'm just going to I'll probably work on Seasons of the Trees. I just like that one. It's comforting. Yeah, I don't really know. I'll probably work on that new piece, the Pixie.
Mm-hmm.
She was easy to stitch. It's not like, they're a little more simple than the big ladies.
I'll be down to kiss you soon in a little bit.
I don't know. I'll just work on some of these fall things. I think that's what I'm going to do. I've got a week to kind of do what I want because my Whipco is done.
Yeah.
I do need to work on my Christmas SAL. I think, did I finish that for this week? I think I was going to make myself do it. Oh, yeah, I'm kind of behind on that. I was supposed to do 3 hours this week, but I didn't. So I'll probably work on that. Are you back?
back on her way to bed. So you can show. I was surprised Lily didn't bring her things over to show too. That's okay. She can show in a couple weeks. That's fine. Becky, the bride, gave me this.
Oh,
Cute.
she made it?
She gave it to me. No.
Oh.
She got herself kind of a matching one with different colors.
Oh, cute. Okay, Millie's still working on our little mushrooms.
And on the mushrooms.
My tiny modernist, right? Yes.
My tiny modernist.
Cute.
The light is kind of tricky tonight. I don't know why.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Are you working on all that? Look at all that green you got done.
Look, Millie, you're doing it.
Wow, Millie. You did it. She was kind of complaining about all that green, but we talked last week about just taking it one section at a time.
Are you loving it? Is that why you're holding it?
Yeah, it's really hard.
It is really hard. And it's your first linen project, so that's a little tricky.
It's gorgeous.
After
And the
this,
colors.
you still want to do something simple on Ada.
I have something.
Something simple on Ada.
Hold it up one more time. Hold it up again. I want to look at it.
Here's the. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's really pretty. Those are pretty greens.
Really pretty on this blue fabric. I know we say that every time, but it really is.
It is.
Here's the finish.
Wow. Okay. You're getting there.
But definitely think you can get it done if you wanted to. There you go. Well done.
Good job, Millie.
All right, love. Good
That's a
night.
big one. That's a big project.
It's a big one. That's probably your biggest. I don't know when we're done. We're kind of towards the end. We're just talking about our plans, and I'll try to not be too long. They like me to come kiss them good night. So,
Yeah.
my plan. Did you have more about your plans?
Well, I think that's it. I might start something. Oh, I have a couple things here that are part of haul that I might start.
Fun.
I've got startitis.
Startitis right now.
Mm-hmm.
Start all the new things. I will start something new before we go again. I'll start the August cottage garden samplings. What's the patterns I'm doing?
The woods.
Time for all seasons. Time for all seasons.
Time for all seasons.
Season for all time. Time for all seasons.
Animals. I don't know.
Start the August one before we record again. So that'll be a new start next time. So I got to gather the things up for that, and I will finish my Whipco goal for my Hade. And I'm trying to get that rooster done, like I said, as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, I will probably enjoy stitching a lot on the Emily Call piece. And I might try to pull out my stocking. I didn't put that on my Whipco board, and I probably should have, because that is a key. I think that's how I made such good progress on Jessie.
Well, you could just have a separate page like I'm doing for my Quakers. That you just work on it, like 2 hours a weekend or something, and just have a box and just pull that out on the weekends.
Yeah.
That has helped me to know that I don't have to work on those during the week, that I'll make progress if I just focus on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And
but my weekends are not necessarily slower than my weekdays.
No, but you just don't work on other things.
Yeah, I could do that.
You just gotta make that your designated time if it's not.
Or I could go back to doing 25/7 and put that as a.
Or that too, yeah.
That would probably be a good idea.
I think I'll make that autumn wreath one my 25/7 this week, because I think I could get it done.
I'm probably not going to finish that stocking before this Christmas, so it also might not be that big of a deal to really worry. I could finish it, I guess, if I was pretty monogamous on it, but I don't think I want to be, because I really like my cottage garden.
No, I just thought it sounded like you.
But I could make. I know. Well, I was thinking maybe I should try to get it done.
Well,
I could. I suppose if I did 25/7, I'd probably get it a lot further than it is. It's not very far yet.
It's just a matter of advancing it is all. But you don't have to have a goal of getting it done by Christmas, but then you're just touching it still.
But I'm still keeping going on it.
And then maybe by next Christmas, you could.
Yeah. I should probably make a plan for that for August. So those are kind of my plans. I don't have any FFOs. Well, I should probably try to finish at least one of the girls'. They have a couple
that need to be finished
that I should fully finish for them. I just have a hard time doing that. Well, I have a hard time ever doing it. And I had a couple pieces that I already had a specific plan and all the materials for.
Well, do they have to be?
I really had FFOs this week.
Would they be happy if they were just put in frames?
Probably. Well, I've gotten a plan for Liddy's Harry Potter one, and I got some Harry Potter fabric. So I was going to do a hoop with that on the back, or a pillow. I can't remember which. So I should make that my next priority, and then something for Millie.
Right.
Anyway, I don't have any haul. Do you have haul?
I do.
You do.
I do. I did do a little self-medicating. So I was watching Mimi's Stitchery, and I've seen this piece pop up many times. And I wasn't, it'll be a long time before I stitch this. Maybe it wasn't her. Maybe what I saw her hold up was Away We Ride. Is that by Lila's Studio? I can't remember. Sure. Somewhere I got on Lila's Studio, but I've also seen this one pop up, and it's called Holiday Quaker.
Oh, that's cute. I've seen that one somewhere.
So I went ahead and splurged and bought that pattern. I'm not starting that this year.
That's cute though. Yeah.
I did buy that.
Your,
huh?
I think you should finish your seasonal Quakers, and then that you could probably put all your attention on that guy.
I just put that
cute.
Kind of. And then I bought another pattern, and I had seen this a while ago. I kind of went down the whole Quaker motif rabbit hole. But I bought this by Prairie Girls Sampling called the Bunny Quaker. And I've seen it before, and it was so cute. It's the two little bunnies, and then you got the Quaker. There we go, Quaker motifs. Oh, just kind of. There's a couple others by her that I really liked too. Oh, are you kidding me? There we go. Thought it was going to not focus. But then this whole Quaker thing I was looking for, Misty Purcell has a really cute Halloween Quaker, I think, but it's a little bit, is it a little bit witchy for me? I can't remember what it was I might like about it. Mm-hmm. But so I started looking and Googling around, and then there's this Happy Mood Point cross stitch studio. I found her on Etsy. I think I found her on Etsy, and I found this one. I actually really liked it. It's just called Sampler Santa, but it's kind of a Quaker.
Oh, that's pretty.
Just all in one color. It calls for 803 blue, but I bought a antique white 36 count linen, but I'm thinking I'm going to do it in a red. I'm thinking I might do it in 498. I think 498 is the red that I really like. It's a deep red.
That'd be pretty.
So I bought that, and I won't start that anytime soon, probably. But then I also bought by her sampler Halloween, and I'm going to do it in Anchor Black.
Oh, that's cute too.
And I bought this. It's called Bloody Mary.
Oh, wow.
It's orange. And so I bought that, and then black.
Wow.
I thought would be kind of fun.
Dramatic.
Yeah.
Orange or red? It looks red on the camera.
But it's an orange. It's a deep orange, but it is got red undertones to it, which is why I think they call it Bloody Mary. But I think with the black on it, it will look orange. I think that is all my haul. I have some fabric coming. What did I buy fabric for? I bought fabric for something, and now I can't remember what I bought it for. I know one thing I bought it for was no, what did I buy it? Oh, yeah, I know why I bought it. So when Sarah gave a long time ago, when I started seeing Quakers being the Rosewood Manor Quakers, I think maybe Carolyn Zook was stitching them, and I thought, oh, I really love that autumn one. And I thought, at the time, I thought I'll just get that one. I probably won't stitch any other ones and so I had asked for the autumn one for Christmas one year, and Sarah gave it to me. She got me the pattern and the Valdanis. Did you give me the Valdanis? Yeah, which are just gorgeous. Well, and if you don't know, this is I wish I could take it out of the plastic, huh? Because this is going to come up in September, because I'll switch seasons for my Quaker. Right. That one will come up, right? And for some reason, I thought, oh, I don't know if I like that fabric. I'll just get myself my own fabric. Sensing a theme here? So I bought a big piece. I think this is Vintage Stormy Night, is what I think it is. Which I love. I do love it. But what I didn't realize is that when you're stitching these Quakers, if you stitch them on 32 count, you only use 2 of the 3 threads on a Valdani spool, because they're 3. and it's a pain in the butt to be constantly, then you got to match up it. Then you got to pull, you use 2 threads and you got an extra thread laying in there. So then you got to pull them out. So I went ahead and bought the called for fabric on 1, 2, 3 stitch, which is a Picture This Plus doubloon. Calls for cashel, but I think I bought Lugana. Same count. So you really want to do on 28 count. So I now have this beautiful piece of Stormy Night vintage. I don't remember it being called vintage before, but it must have.
Yeah, I don't.
There have been times I haven't been able to find this for love nor money. They'll be out of it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then I really want it. And so I did find another big piece. They had it in stock the other day, so I did order another big piece of this just to have in my stash because I do like it for a lot of things. That's coming, but that's not real exciting. Nothing else. It's fabric, but then I can get going on this beautiful Quaker, which I think will be my favorite one of all.
Yeah,
because fall.
I know.
Oh, I think that's about it. I don't see anything else around me. I didn't get any. I don't have a box from England. I think that's on its way here. I think that got processed. It should be here maybe in a couple weeks. Yeah.
Well, we do have a giveaway ready to announce from our last video. So the winner of this quirky little blooming tiny town is Sharon Mann. So congratulations, Sharon. And we already have your Canada address. And I think that was pretty recent that you said you were headed back there from Florida. So we'll send that on to you. And I think you're going to love stitching that. I think it's so cute. And we have a new giveaway this week.
We do.
This one you got at the needlework shop.
Thread needle, and it's part of Heart and Hand. It's these frills, and the frills are mini versions of the tiny towns. And so there's a seaside tiny town, which is adorable. But I picked up this cute little frill.
And so we're giving that away to one lucky winner this week. If you're interested in being entered in a drawing for this seaside frill, leave us a comment, tell us what you're stitching or reading, and then make sure you use the word seaside. You can just, as long as it's in there, then I'll be able to pull your comment and draw for it.
I had bought myself a Honey of a Tiny Town. It was part of the market release.
Yeah, that one's.
So I had bought that, and so one of the frills. Did we give this frill away?
It doesn't.
At one point, did I buy one and we give it away? I can't remember. But that's kind of what the little frills are.
They're so cute.
They are cute. But
I really love the tiny towns, but I don't know if I have the time to invest in stitching them. And like a lot of them, I want to stitch all of them. So maybe the frills or whatever.
Well, yeah, and look you can make them into those adorable drums.
Yeah, I like that.
That's
It's cute as long skinny pillows or as drums or in frames or whatever. Yeah. So leave us a comment. Tell us what you're up to, and we'll
again
use the word seaside.
Seaside. Here, hold on a second.
This is the magic project bag. I think that worked. What are you reading these days?
Nothing. Same thing.
That's okay. It's not exactly an easy time of life for you to read.
No, and what I've been doing is staying up really late and having alone time and stitching, and then it's like I fall into bed. And I mean, last night, you guys, this is ridiculous. I think I started thinking, oh, I'm kind of tired. I should go to bed at about 2. I mean, like I was wide awake at 2. And so by the time I got up off the couch and picked up
I have to go to bed usually.
Yeah. And that's just it, And so I picked up my stitching stuff and I kind of organized, I did a couple of things in the kitchen that I needed to get done. Next thing I know, it was 10 to 3. Well, that's great, but then I'm toast.
I was going to say, I don't let myself stay up that late because I won't function the next day.
Yeah. I mean, I function, but I slept in till 9:30.
Yeah, which I don't really.
Actually, I was more closer to 10. It might have been 10 to 10. And I don't do that very often. I usually make myself get up, but then I just feel I usually have a headache. So I need to get better. about just making myself go to bed. I
So
just
good
do.
for your health to get.
It is. And, especially on work nights, I'm not staying up that late on work nights, but I'm staying up too late on work nights too. So I need to go to bed and give myself time to relax and read a little bit.
Yeah.
But I did read a little bit on the last summer of the Golden or whatever.
Yeah.
About the resort in the Catskills. But, the jury's kind of out on that. Well, I'm having a hard time getting into it.
Are you?
I think there's a lot of characters in it. And so.
It's called The Last Summer at the Golden Hotel, you said.
Yeah. There's like 3 generations.
Right.
There's the parents, the kids, and then the grandkids.
Get into those pretty easily.
I usually do, and maybe because I'm just so tired, I'm not reading enough at a time that they're really sticking in my. I mean, I'm keeping track of what they are, and some of them are just not really all that likable.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of her MO. I think because her other book that I haven't read is the Floating Feldmans or something like that. It's about a big family that went on a cruise together, and I think it's about just kind of working through some things that kind of bubble up on this trip and, family stuff. So I guess it does bring out the worst in some people.
and it does.
Yeah. What are you reading?
Well, I just finished today the last book of the Lockwood and Co. series, and it was great. It was really good, and I just finished it. So I think I will go back to reading that Guillermo del Toro horror-ish book. I guess horror is kind of this is like horror light. I wouldn't even
Horror
really
light, young adult horror.
There's something like escapist about it for me. Like it's not real life, really. Like for me, I think I'm just I'm still so our library system just changed. They got rid of fines, which is great, but I think
rid of what?
Fining people for overdue books.
But now nothing comes in.
I think people aren't bringing things back. So now they've shortened your checkout time to 21 days. That is not enough time for me to read a book. And I'm a pretty consistent, steady reader. You can recheck it, but you can't recheck it if there's somebody in line after you for it, which happened with this book. So
you don't recheck it.
It's overdue, but that means I can't check anything. They put a hold on your account.
Oh.
After like a couple days of it being overdue, they freeze your account. So I can't check out things for the girls if I don't have everything returned. I'm really unhappy with our library. I really
do the girls have their own cards?
Liddy and Millie do. I need to get Rosie her own, and then that will alleviate that issue. Yeah. And I use, if you've never heard of Library Elf, it is an app or website, an app, I guess. Mm-hmm. I got an account for Library Elf, and it sends me emails when things are due, but I didn't realize I could set it to automatically recheck things when they're coming up to be due. So I did that. So that only doesn't work if there's somebody with a hold on it after you. But that also, I can link all the girls' cards to it, and that way I'll see what they have checked out, which is why helpful. I hadn't really been letting them use their card before, because I was worried that they would. Yeah, you're blurry again. I don't know what happened.
Louise, this is bad. It must be the lighting maybe tonight.
Because it's darker, because we're doing this later than usual.
Well, yeah, and that used to be a problem. I remember when you guys had your cards, was keeping track. Oh,
got it. You just had to track.
I guess keeping track of everybody's books.
Yeah. So for the most part, up till recently, I haven't let anybody really use their own card.
Yeah.
Once I figured out that I could hook up my Library Elf to use all their cards, I thought, okay, that's good. So I need to get Rosie a card. Mm-hmm. And all have their own and be responsible for their own books. But one of the problems is, one of the things that I know we're going to run into is that they share books. One of them will read it and then the other one will read it. But if they lose it, but the person who was responsible for making sure it gets back, that's going to be an issue. But so far it hasn't really been. We have a spot where all the library books are supposed to go when they're not in somebody's hand. But anyway, so I do need to do that, and I was saying that because I ended up putting like David Copperfield and everything on hold to try to just get through this book really fast, because I wanted to finish it because I was so close to finishing this series, and it was really good. I do recommend it if you like. It's fun. It was fun.
They did that over here. My library got rid of the fines too. Yeah. And I wonder how that's working out. We have a bigger library system than you do.
A really good library system.
It's a good one, but I wonder how that's working for people that have holds.
Yeah.
that are waiting and waiting for holds.
They also changed how long they'll hold on to a book for you to come pick it up. It used to be 14 days, and now all materials they'll only hold for 7 days. So if you don't get into the library, you just lose your.
Wow. Well,
And I'm like, well, maybe you could just, rather than buying all the crap you buy, why don't you buy some of the books that are worth buying, more copies of them?
exactly. And you know,
I don't know.
Our library is a good system, but our population density is way more than yours is. Well, probably.
Oh yeah.
But I can remember like when Maeve Binchy would come out with a new book, you know, and you'd put it on hold and you'd be like number 200 and there'd be 40
and
copies.
It's not like that here because people also we are in such a low income area that like reading is just less of a thing.
Yeah.
I feel like, so I've never seen holds like that long, but I also am not often checking out books. Often if it's a book I really want that I, you know, would wait that long for, I either will just wait or I'll buy it myself. Because now you can get like ebooks. And totally. They do a lot with ebooks. They do have a lot of those. But again, they only have a certain number of licenses. So they only can check out like 2, but you have a hold list that might put you out 3 months or whatever. Like, well, so I can't rely on it for school books like ever.
No, not anymore. I used to be able to do that for you guys, but I don't think I could now.
I think there is a way to do it where you like request it. I was just talking to a librarian at another small library. She was showing me something. I thought I got to poke around on that website a little bit more because I think there might be a way. Oh no, I remember what I was thinking of. There's a way to request book club kits at a certain specific time. If you want like 10 of the same book because you're going to do it with your book club, you can kind of plan it out, but not with like school books. The other thing that I don't like right now, I'm mad at my library about, is they close the library in White Swan, which is it's on the Indian reservation. It's a really depressed area. It needs all the resources it can get, and they closed that library indefinitely. It's gone.
Was it by the school? Was it by the school?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So kids would often come in after school. It was a safe place to come and work on homework or play, you know, be on the computer or whatever. It wasn't a nice library. It was tiny, and I'm kind of angry about that because like there's wealthier areas in Yakima that have great libraries with lots of resources. And then there's libraries out here that are like hole in the wall with very small selections. So it's very much dictated by funding of your specific area.
Is yours a county library or is it city by city?
It's the county. Is Yakima Libraries is county, right? Yeah. Yeah, because it goes all the way out to Sunnyside and stuff. Yeah. So we're the furthest west of any of the libraries. And
well, you just have that little tiny one there by
in Hera. Yeah, that's the little town near us, and it's like literally like I don't know how big that room is. It's tiny, and the hours are pretty limited, like 12 to 5.
Well, our libraries spend a lot of money on lots and lots and lots and lots of computers.
Mm-hmm. Well,
the whole center of the Fairwood Library, the whole middle section is just row after row after row of computers, and it's not for reserving books.
No, it's for which I get that now, but it is a lot of resources. Libraries are no longer just books, like, and I think that's okay because they're providing a service for the community that really is needed. But yeah, but now there's like nowhere in White Swan if you need to go get on a computer to apply for something and you don't have internet at your house, which is very common. There's nowhere to do that. And I'm like, hello.
Yeah.
Kind of pissed
off. Was there like problems there? Did they close it?
Supposedly there was a lot of vandalism happening, but I'm like, but you have a fence around with barbed wire. How, like a chain, like a heavy duty chain link fence, and I don't know. That's what the story is, but I'm also like, I think you just couldn't get a librarian that would be willing to work out.
Probably didn't want to work there. Yeah. I mean, if you don't have a worker, you know, and that brings me to this topic. I went shopping at 9:30 last night to my Winco. I thought I'm going to go late at night. It's not late, but it's not the middle of the day and the weekend. Surely the lines will be better because I've been complaining to Sarah about the lines in this store.
I have to go early morning.
There is, get this one, there's a middle aisle down the middle of the store, and they are 3 people deep waiting to funnel in part is because people are too stupid to look ahead and go into the middle and get into a spot. So I've got a system where I go down the back side aisle because that aisle also is where the bread is. So I go up there, I cut in front of people that are just standing there like.
It's our big budget grocery store. They're only in the north. So
I mean, and I know why they're so busy, but I got to get my bread. So I go get my bread and then I just get into a line because there's no line there. They're like 2 people in line, but nobody looks
like, and they don't have an employee saying, go this
way.
way.
No. So I went last night thinking, okay, it might be a little busy, but the parking lot wasn't crazy. And the aisles weren't crazy. But that line down that middle aisle was 3 people wide again. And I'm like, what the heck? So I go do my thing and I get in line and I look, it's a weekend. Okay. They've got 5 checkers. This is a big store, 5 checkers and like the self-serve line, which, you know, 10 items. Nobody goes in there for 10 items. Although I think there were people using that line. So I wait in line and it's my turn. I go up, I start bagging and then I come up to pay. And I said, what is going on? I said, I understand, Saturday, Sunday during the day. I said, but your lines are crazy even at night. It's like 10 o'clock at night by the time I'm in line. And I go, are you guys just short staffed or is it just, there's just, a lot of people? And he goes, both. He said, first of all, this store is too small for the population we serve. That store is right off of a freeway. It's right down the hill from SeaTac Airport. There's a big population up there. And the next closest one to me is Sumner. There is nothing in Renton. They haven't opened up any other stores. So anyway, he goes, we're too small and they're stocking all the time. Like it used to be you'd go in there in the evening. They are massively stocking all day long. He goes, we also had 12 cashiers quit last week. I go, because it's an employee-owned business, so it's not union, which I think there's a lot of benefits. I think some people really like that. I said, I thought Winco was a good company to work for. He goes, it is. People don't want to work. And that was all he would say. Like people don't want to work.
People just are like not coming in for their shifts and not. I've heard that over here, and I've heard it over there. Too.
And so until I don't know what it's going to take for people to get back into the workforce. I don't know. I mean, I know they're not just getting, people cannot be getting government help for years and years, I don't think anymore. I think there's cutoffs.
Any help we kind of were getting before, like with insurance and stuff is cut off. We're done.
And I don't,
everything's back to normal for us, except for our student loans, which will be again soon. So.
Right. And people said, well, a lot of people, they realized during COVID, they didn't need 2 incomes. So a lot of people didn't go back to work. I'm like, you're talking Seattle. Yeah. Gas here is $5.50 a gallon and it's not going down. Okay, that's just gas. Yeah. And that's with a 47-cent gas tax. It's the highest in the nation. And they're investigating. Why is the gas so expensive in Seattle? I'll tell you why. Because there's not a tax our governor doesn't love. And I'm like, how long can people just live, even though you can live on less, right? The economy, food, how are people doing it? I don't know.
I don't know how we're doing it. Yeah, like we're not doing really well with it.
And when I look at what I spend for just 3 of us, and we're not eating a lot of snacks and stuff, it's ridiculous. So anyway, it's scary to me. It's scary that that's what we've come to. And I looked at him, I said, well, thank you for showing up. He goes, well, thank you for being patient. I said, yeah, you're working. I mean, it's not like you're just standing there not doing your job. I mean, they're working as hard as they can. It's gotta be, I don't know. If I was a checker and I knew those were the lines, that would stress me out.
My 12 people quit because like 5 people quit. And the next 5 people were like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Right. And I've heard that store is too small for the location. And it's a big store, but for the amount of people. And I think there's more people coming in because of this very fact that the cost of groceries is so high. You really do save money there. Mm-hmm. And that's why I've been going back there. I quit going there for about 1.5 years and now I'm back. But I'm sorry about your library. I told you our library is closed right now, our good one, because somebody got behind the building and destroyed the HVAC system looking for copper or who knows what. Yeah. So it's closed for the unforeseeable future. Yeah. I don't like these things. Huh?
I said, I don't like these things.
No, it's really well, and that whole copper thing, I mean, we didn't have internet for 3 full days over what weekend was the 19th of June. 3 days because somebody had destroyed cable lines in the middle of some woodsy area trying to get copper again. Huh?
That's ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
It is ridiculous. So anyway, well, that's a happy little topic. Sorry, guys.
Just
keep itching. Just keep
try not to
itching.
talk about too much realistic things, but sometimes it's just so discouraging.
I know.
It is like the thing I look forward to, the thing I go to, that and reading.
Yeah.
There's other things too, but
what book did you say you put off to the side? Your classic that you're reading?
my David Copperfield.
Oh, David Copperfield, yeah.
And I had put off the side The Strain by Guillermo del Toro and Chuck Hogan, I think, is the co-author.
Okay.
And that was kind of that vampire-y type airplane drama thing that I'm not really that far into it, but I put it aside to finish.
Did you own that one, or is that a library one?
I own that one. I got it like from a little free library or something.
Okay. Are the girls having a hard time getting books that they want?
No, they come home with books and books and books. That hasn't been too hard. And if they don't have it at the physical library, I can usually either request it. The books that they want are pretty common.
Yeah.
And then I have given them a whole long list of books that I want them to read. They get paid $1 for if they finish a book and narrate it to me. I did a whole reading program this summer for them because our library reading program is too easy. It's like ridiculously unchallenging. So I set up a bingo system for them for their own free, and I bought a whole bunch of little prizes at the dollar store, like little backpacks and notepads and stickers and prizes.
I didn't know that.
Better prizes than our library has. And then
are they doing it?
Millie, they're working through it. Millie is plowing through. She's like my determined one. She loves those prizes. She likes the stuff I got in there. So they have to narrate the book to me after they read it in order to get their bingo. So every time they get a bingo, they get a prize. And then I also gave them a list of books that are more like, maybe more like classic children's literature and things like that I want them to read, that I said I would give them $1 per book. And if they finish the whole thing, I think they get an extra $5 or something if they finish at the end of the summer. But I don't know how much they're working through those. I want them to work through those, but just whatever motivation. They're just going to miss out on the payment, I guess. I thought
money was a motivator here.
I'm willing to pay you up to like $10 this summer just to read these books, but okay. But they really like to just
give me a list. I'll read them.
I know. Okay, I'll hand you the list. If they don't read it, you can read them.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to mention, and I did on Instagram post this. Stitching Book Club is starting Anna Green Gables on August 12th. So she does a pattern, a mystery SAL, and you can buy her kits, but I think her kits are sold out, but you can just buy the pattern and do your own thing. And then you can start reading now. And then the discussions, I think they do a discussion once a week for like 3 weeks or something. I think it starts August 12th. And the discussions are just kind of held on Instagram or on the Facebook page. And it's kind of fun. Her patterns are kind of cute. She did, she's done some really cute, some really big name books. And then, I don't know. Yeah, Anna Green Gables.
And you can listen to it if you don't want to have to read a physical copy. You can get the LibriVox app and read it for free, or you can go to craftlit.com and get she's an English teacher, and they did Anna Green Gables a few years ago, and the reader was really sweet, and she does kind of commentary on Ellen Montgomery and things that like
started listening to that one.
That's a good one. The girls are listening to it slowly.
Maybe I'll listen to it while I'm working. I've been watching some Flosstube while I've been working. My work has been a little bit on the, I would say, slow side, but just more mundane, easy to do while you're listening. So I did watch some Flosstube this week while I work, but maybe I'll listen to Anna Green Gables on Craftlit.
Yeah, should. Heather Ordover is great.
Yeah.
And she, I think, kind of took a little break and then has come back. And I think she's kind of doing that instead of working now. So she's kind of trying to do like
or full-time
Patreon, like special events on Patreon and all this stuff.
So okay.
That she can put more into it. She's doing like YouTube chats, and I know she does some Zoom meetups for whatever current people are listening they can share, but I haven't ever really been able to join those. She's on the East Coast, so I don't always have time to
Right. The time.
Schedule to do things. But anyways, check out Craftlit. I'll link it. I have a whole bunch of things to link today or with this video. So I will put that in. The book they're doing right now is The Three Musketeers, and I haven't kept up on it, but I want to because I've never read that before. So I should go back and listen to it more. I think I was listening to it, but I was listening to it as I was like falling asleep, and I just missed everything. So
yeah.
Sometimes I can still follow along and know where to back it up to. In this book, I had a hard time. I just missed it too much. So I need to just go back and listen to it.
I don't think I can listen to classics at bedtime.
Yeah, I sometimes can if I just know I've set it for 15 minutes, but I feel like I was just falling asleep like in the first 2 minutes. And I was just like, I don't know what's happening. I have to back it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I should go kiss my girls goodnight.
Yeah, I need to go.
Be all done.
What's happening in the other room? I think they're just watching a movie. I bet my dad's asleep in the chair.
Probably. Well, thank you for watching, and we hope you have a really good 2 weeks.
Yeah. Happy stitching. Be safe. Bye.
Bye-bye.